Hi everyone, my name is David Hayter. I am the head of social studies here at TAS. I currently teach AP Human Geography, AP Psychology, and Behavioral Sciences. In addition to that, I am also our director for Model United Nations, and I am the advisor for the Psi Alpha International Honor Society in Psychology. So today we're starting our Understanding Your Thoughts series, and our first topic is about what thoughts are and positive versus negative thoughts. So by the end of this video, you should learn that strong minds begin with good thoughts, right? So think about this question. Have you ever asked yourself, what exactly is a thought? Where does it come from? Well, it seems simple, but the answer is actually quite powerful. So what is a thought? In psychology, a thought is defined as a mental process that involves ideas, beliefs, opinions, images, or judgments. It's how our brain interprets the world around us, and we tend to think in words, in pictures, and in feelings in response to the world. So it can be something you're consciously aware of, like solving a math problem. Or it can be something that's automatic, like thinking that you're not good enough after making a mistake. Scientists estimate that we have over 6,000 thoughts per day. Most are automatic, like background noise in your mind. But some thoughts affect how you feel, right? Or how you act, and even how you treat others. Some lift us up, like thinking I did my best today, and some tend to drag us down, like thinking that maybe you're not good enough. And most of the time, we don't even notice these thoughts, but they shape everything, our feelings, our actions, and even our confidence. So at TAS, we believe that understanding your thoughts is the first step to understanding yourself. It is important for students to recognize that thoughts are not facts. So it's just a mental event, and that when we understand our thoughts, we begin to take control of how we feel and how we act. So let's take a look at the difference between positive thoughts and negative thoughts, and let's break it down. So positive thoughts tend to empower you, right? They give you courage and hope. They are thoughts that help us grow, right? Try again and maybe feel hopeful. So for example, if you do something wrong, you might think to yourself, I made a mistake, but I can learn from that mistake. Right? So these positive thoughts aren't just about feel-good ideas, right? They actually shape your brain and your body in healthy ways. So research shows that positive thinking can reduce stress and anxiety. It can also improve problem solving. It can strengthen your relationships. It can boost your confidence and motivation, and it can even enhance your physical health over a long period of time. So imagine walking into a test and thinking, I've studied hard, so I'll try my best. Right? That thought won't just calm down your nerves, but it'll also help you focus and perform better on the exam. So at TAS, we encourage students to train their minds and their bodies through positive mental habits. So on the flip side, let's look at negative thoughts. So these thoughts often can hold you back, but there's a secret. Thoughts are not facts. Just because you think something doesn't mean that it's true. And negative thoughts often come from fear, doubt, or our past experiences. They might sound like, I always mess things up, or no one likes me. They're not always bad. Right? In fact, some are necessary for reflection, growth, and avoiding danger. These thoughts have helped humans survive over thousands of years. But when negative thoughts become repetitive, unchanged, or harsh, that's when these thoughts can hurt us. So negative thought patterns can lead to anxiety and depression, self-doubt and low self-esteem, avoidance of challenges, conflict with others, and just an overall feeling of being stuck. So for example, somebody who makes a mistake immediately thinks, well, I'm a failure. Right? This may lead them to give up. Or somebody thinks to themselves, nobody likes me. If that person thinks nobody likes them, then they will withdraw from social support and stop trying to make friends. So at TAS, we help students learn ways to spot their negative thought patterns and then try to change them into thoughts that are more empowering and things that serve the students better. Right? So TAS counselors and teachers help students become aware of these thought patterns. Right? So we do this because when we notice a negative thought, we have the power to challenge and change it. So how do we challenge a negative thought? So here's a simple technique. Ask yourself these 3 questions. 1, is the thought really true? A lot of times it is. 2, is there another way to look at this? And 3, what would I say to a friend in this situation? So by asking these questions of ourselves and demanding evidence from our thoughts, we can teach our students how to reframe unhelpful thought patterns into more balanced and realistic ones. So here's another technique you can use. It's called the catch, check, and change technique. So catch the thought as it comes to you, and then check to see if it's helpful or harmful. And once we've done that, we can change it into something that's more balanced. For example, you can think to yourself, oh, I always mess up, right? But you can catch that and then think, do I always mess up? Is that true? And then you can check to see if that's harmful or not. And then we can change it to something like, well, I made a mistake this time, but I can learn from it and try again. So that's not fake positivity. It's a healthy way to talk to yourself, and it builds resilience. So to wrap things up, at TAS, we don't just focus on academic excellence. We care deeply about the emotional well-being of our students, because thoughts shape feelings, and feelings shape actions, and actions shape lives. So the next time a thought pops into your head, ask yourself, is this thought helping me or holding me back? And if you catch these thoughts again in the future, think about whether I can't do this or whether I'm not enough. Right? Something like that. Pause, take a breath, and remember that thoughts can shape your reality, but only if you let them. You can't control every thought that pops into your head, but you can control what you choose to focus on and the actions you take. Thank you.